In every corner of the planet, the sky holds secrets of beauty that defy imagination. Wings dance with the wind, voices echo like songs of the creator himself, and colors transform the world into a living painting. Let's embark on a fascinating journey through the skies and forests of the world to discover the 15 most beautiful birds on Earth, creatures that reveal how perfect life is in its diversity. Get ready to be enchanted, moved, and perhaps even rediscover yourself, because each of these birds is more than a spectacle of colors. It's a reminder that the divine inhabits every beat of a wing. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now, let's get started. Number 15, the bird of paradise, the living miracle of New Guinea. In the depths of New Guinea's tropical forests, where sunlight filters through fine golden rays and the air vibrates with the constant murmur of life, there exists a creature that defies the limits of reality. The bird of paradise, belonging to the family Paradiseidae, is one of the most extraordinary expressions of natural beauty that Earth has ever produced. There are over 40 known species, each with its own appearance, song, and dance, yet all share the same divine gift: the power to transform the simple act of existence into a breathtaking spectacle. At dawn, the forest slowly awakens. Mist creeps through the treetops, dew drips from the broad leaves of fig trees, and the first sound to break the silence is not the distant roar of an animal, but the sharp, crystalline call of a male Paradisea apoda. He perches on a high branch, chest puffed out, long golden plumes trembling like flames. Within seconds, the forest transforms into a stage, and the courtship ritual begins. These birds, small in size, are giants in exuberance. Each species carries its own code of beauty. Some have feathers that shimmer in shades of emerald and sapphire. Others have tails that unfold like silk veils or dancing ribbons. Among the most famous is the Lofarina superba, known as the superb bird of paradise, which during courtship transforms its body into a black velvet disc, illuminated by a metallic blue smile. A metamorphosis so sudden it seems magical. With rhythmic steps and precise choreography, it dances before the female, trying to convince her that it is worthy of perpetuating its lineage. Every movement is meticulously rehearsed, a mixture of art and instinct, where even the blink of an eye is part of the performance. The exuberance of the birds of paradise is not merely aesthetic, it is the result of millions of years of evolution shaped by sexual selection. In an environment where predators are few and resources abundant, the competition is not to survive, but to enchant. Females, demanding and selective, have chosen over generations the most beautiful creative males, those who can transform a simple branch into a dance stage. Thus, nature became an artist and the birds her masterpieces. But beauty here comes at a price. While males display long, vibrant feathers, females maintain discreet colors, browns, ochres, and grays, which allow them to remain unnoticed in the nest. It's a survival strategy. Exuberance is both a privilege and a risk. The brighter they are, the more vulnerable. Still, the male dances, even knowing it may attract predators. It's a risk he accepts, for beauty is his only weapon, his reason for existing. In some species, courtship can last hours. The male meticulously clears the space, removing leaves and twigs so nothing distracts his intended. Then the spectacle begins. He jumps, spins, spreads his wings, and displays his feathers in bursts of color and motion. Sound accompanies the gestures. Trills, whistles, and even metallic clicks that echo among the trees. Every sound is an invitation, every step a promise. If the female accepts, the union lasts only moments, but the legacy of beauty perpetuates a new cycle of life. For centuries, the native peoples of New Guinea have observed these birds with reverence. To them, birds of paradise are not just animals, but spiritual messengers, beings that cross the boundary between the earthly and the divine. Their feathers were used in sacred rituals, warrior crowns, and coming-of-age ceremonies. In some tribes, it was believed that ancestral spirits traveled with these birds, and that their flight represented the connection between heaven and earth. Simply spotting a bird of paradise was interpreted as a sign of good luck, a blessing from gods walking invisibly through the forest. However, human fascination also brought destruction. During the 19th century, the feathers of these birds became objects of desire in European fashion. Hats, dresses, and ornaments were adorned with their plumes, symbols of luxury and exoticism. Hunters devastated the entire populations, capturing thousands of birds to feed the beauty market. Some species came to the brink of extinction. The Paradisea apoda, for instance, received the name apoda, meaning without feet, because the first specimens sent to Europe were poorly prepared, with their feet removed, fueling the belief that these birds never landed, living eternally in the air as celestial spirits. It was only with the advancement of conservation and the establishment of international protection laws that birds of paradise found some respite. Today, many are protected in nature reserves and national parks, especially in New Guinea and Indonesia. Researchers and biologists dedicate their lives to studying these animals, seeking to understand the mysteries behind their colors, sounds, and behaviors. It has been discovered that their feathers contain microstructures that refract light uniquely, creating colors that seem to move and change depending on the viewing angle. It is physics bowing to the art of life. Watching a bird of paradise display is witnessing a miracle in motion. The air seems to bend around it, the light folds to highlight every detail, and time slows down. The silence of the forest is broken only by the sound of wings slicing through the air and the echoes of calls that resonate like notes of an ancestral song. There is something sacred in this moment, a reminder that Earth still holds secrets that even science cannot fully explain. In the face of such beauty, humans become small, reduced to their essence, an awed spectator before the cosmos's masterpiece. Yet birds of paradise also face new dangers. The advance of tropical forest destruction threatens their habitats, and illegal hunting still persists in remote regions. Some species, like Astrapia mayeri, are already listed as vulnerable. Habitat loss, combined with climate change, alters the behavior and reproduction patterns of these birds, putting one of nature's most beautiful phenomena at risk. Protecting the bird of paradise is protecting the very idea of beauty, ensuring the world remains a place where the miracle of flight can exist. Scholars affirm that the splendor of birds of paradise is not a whim of nature, but a profound lesson. On a planet dominated by competition, destruction, and haste, these birds show that life can also be a celebration of beauty. Survival does not need to be only a struggle, but also art. Every feather is a silent declaration of resilience, a reminder that beauty, even fragile, has enough strength to endure through the ages. In the words of a biologist who dedicated years of his life to observing these beings, "They do not live to hide, but to shine." And perhaps that is what the world needs to learn again. When the sun sets over the mountains of New Guinea and the forest plunges into twilight, the last call of the bird of paradise echoes as both farewell and promise. It is the sound of life in its purest form, a reminder that as long as there is a song in the jungle, beauty still endures. The bird of paradise is not just a bird, it is a bridge between worlds, a poem that nature writes every day on the wings of dawn, and by watching it dance for a moment, humans remember that they too came from stardust, and that within themselves still beats the same ancient desire to touch the infinite. Number 14, mandarin duck, X. galericulata. Originating from the humid forests of East Asia, the mandarin duck, X. galericulata, is undoubtedly one of the most enchanting creatures on Earth. When the sun touches its colorful reflections, it seems as if the water itself turns into liquid glass, reflecting a celestial painting. The males display vibrant plumage in shades of burnt orange, cobalt blue, purple, and emerald green, combined so harmoniously that even Renaissance painters would be left speechless. In ancient China, it was believed that these ducks lived in pairs for life, and if one died, the other would never seek a new partner. Because of this, the mandarin duck became a symbol of eternal love and marital fidelity. In Asian weddings, sculptures of these ducks are often placed on the altar to bless the union of the couple. Beyond their beauty, these birds are extremely intelligent and protective. The female is capable of guiding her ducklings to the river, even when the nest is in tall trees. The young leap into the air and glide gently to the water without fear, a true leap of faith. When the sun sets and a pair of mandarin ducks swim side by side, the golden reflection of the afternoon bathes them like a halo, reminding us that love, when pure, is one of nature's most beautiful creations. Number 13, hyacinth macaw, Anororhynchus hyacinthinus. In the hot, endless skies of central Brazil, a blue silhouette cuts across the golden horizon like a fragment of a dream. It is the hyacinth macaw, one of nature's most majestic creatures, a living symbol of the exuberance of the tropical forests and the Pantanal wetlands. When it spreads its wings, the world seems to bend before its beauty. The blue of its feathers is not just a color, it is an experience, a glimpse of the divine, an echo of the sky materialized in flesh and plumage. Its scientific name, Anororhynchus hyacinthinus, carries the same mystical resonance as its appearance. Hyacinthus comes from hyacinth, a blue-violet gemstone, and there could be no more fitting description. Each feather reflects sunlight in an almost supernatural way, oscillating between deep blue and ethereal indigo, as if holding the secret of tropical dawns. The yellow ring around its eyes and the base of its beak creates a vibrant contrast, as if a celestial artist had touched gold to crown paradise's blue. Found mainly in the Pantanal, but also in the Cerrado and southern Amazon regions, the hyacinth macaw is the largest parrot in the world, reaching up to a meter in length and over 1.5 meters in wingspan. Its beak is a powerful tool, capable of crushing tucum, macambira, and hard nuts that few other animals can break. Within this beak resides intelligence, a curious, clever, and deeply social mind. These birds live in pairs or small family groups. The bond between partners is so strong it becomes almost spiritual. When a hyacinth macaw loses its mate, it often isolates itself, flying alone, letting out long cries that sound like lamentations. It is as if it carries its grief in its song. This touching fidelity fascinates biologists and inspires poets, as even among humans, such loyalty and affection are rare. At dawn in the Pantanal, when the sun begins to set, the waters ablaze and the winds carry the scent of wildflowers, one can hear the unmistakable sound of the hyacinth macaws. Their cries resonate like heavenly trumpets, echoing among the trees and reflecting in the calm waters of bays and streams. The pair approaches the palm trees, lands side by side, and begins a ritual of grooming and caressing. The male smooths the female's feathers with his beak, while she responds with gentle touches, almost kisses. The scene is so delicate and sincere that it seems to remind us that love is a universal language, spoken even in the heights. But the hyacinth macaw's beauty was also its curse. For centuries, its feathers were coveted by collectors, hunters, and exotic animal traffickers. Paradise blue became currency. By the late 20th century, its population collapsed to fewer than 2,000 individuals in the wild. The sound of their voices, once common, became a distant whisper. Silence replaced the blue flights. Yet the story of the hyacinth macaw did not end in tragedy. In the heart of the Pantanal, a group of scientists and environmentalists decided to fight against oblivion. The Hyacinth Macaw Project, led by biologist Neva Geddes, turned research into practical poetry. The project created artificial nests, monitored pairs, rescued chicks, and educated local communities about the importance of conservation. The result was one of Brazil's greatest environmental successes. The hyacinth macaw population began to recover. Today, their flights once again color the skies of the Pantanal, and their presence is a testament that hope can rise from the ashes of destruction. The hyacinth macaw also plays a vital ecological role. By feeding on fruits and nuts, it disperses seeds over long distances, aiding in forest regeneration and maintaining ecological balance. It is therefore more than a bird. It is a winged gardener, an invisible link connecting sky to earth and ensuring life continues. Wherever a hyacinth macaw flies, the ecosystem flourishes. Their nests are usually built in cavities of ancient trees, especially manduvis and jatobas, which take decades to grow. Hence, cutting down these trees is one of the greatest threats to the species. Destroying a century-old manduvi is like erasing a generation of macaws, as without it, there is no shelter for the chicks. It is in this fragile cycle between forest and bird that the Pantanal's balance resides. Number 12. Indian peacock, Pavo cristatus. No bird symbolizes natural majesty like the Indian peacock. Native to the forests and open fields of India and Sri Lanka, this animal is one of the oldest sacred birds known to humanity. The male, with its fan-shaped tail of more than 150 iridescent feathers, transforms any simple morning into a festival of colors. The golden and blue eyes adorning its feathers have fascinated artists and mystics for centuries. In Hindu culture, the peacock is associated with the goddess Saraswati, symbolizing wisdom and spiritual purity. When it spreads its tail and dances in the rain, it seems as though the entire sky accompanies it, a spectacle that blends faith, art, and nature. Scientifically, the magical shine of the feathers results from microscopic light refraction, a physical phenomenon that creates the metallic effect without pigments. Yet for observers, it is impossible not to see something deeper. The peacock teaches that true beauty needs no words. It speaks silently in splendor. In many cultures, the peacock represents resurrection and eternity, and when it walks with slow, deliberate steps, the light reflected on its body seems like God's reflection upon the earth. Number 11. Topaz hummingbird. Topaza deep in the Amazon rainforest, where the air hums with the tiny wings of insects, shines a living jewel, the topaz hummingbird. Measuring only 10 centimeters in length, this tiny creature carries energy and beauty disproportionate to its size. Its body gleams like liquid fire. Flames of red, gold, and emerald green dance as it moves under the sunlight. The hummingbird is one of nature's most extraordinary beings. It can beat its wings up to 80 times per second, fly backward, and hover like a miniature helicopter. Feeding on flower nectar, it plays a vital role in pollinating countless plant species. Without it, many forests would lose part of their life. Among Amazonian indigenous peoples, the hummingbird symbolizes joy, hope, and rebirth. They believe that every time a hummingbird approaches, a blessing is on its way. When sunlight pierces the canopy and touches its shimmering feathers, the topaz hummingbird appears as a small ray of light in the form of life. It is a reminder that even the smallest creatures possess grandeur, and that divine creation manifests in details often overlooked. Number 10. Nicobar pigeon, Caloenus nicobarisa. In the tropical Pacific Islands, among palm trees and white sandy beaches, lives a bird so beautiful it seems sculpted from metal and light. The Nicobar pigeon is a survivor of time, the closest living relative of the legendary extinct dodo, a true ghost of natural history still walking among us. Its body is covered with metallic feathers in shades ranging from emerald green to turquoise blue, with golden and bronze highlights that sparkle under the tropical sun. When it moves slowly through the forest or across the island sands, it resembles a necklace of gemstones in motion. Living primarily on the Nicobar Islands, the Philippines, and Malaysia, this pigeon feeds on ripe fruits and seeds, playing a key role in forest regeneration by spreading life wherever it goes. At night, it flies between islands with impressive precision, navigating by the stars and Earth's magnetism. Unfortunately, its splendor has made it a target of hunting and habitat loss, bringing it close to extinction. Seeing a Nicobar pigeon is like glimpsing a fragment of an ancient world, a living jewel carrying the memory of Eden in its feathers, a silent reminder that beauty must be protected to continue existing. Number 9. White swan. Cygnus olor. Few creatures symbolize grace and purity like the white swan. Native to the calm lakes and rivers of Europe, Asia, and North America, it glides across the water with an almost supernatural smoothness, as if pushed by the wind. Its long, curved neck forms the shape of a heart when joined with that of its partner, a gesture that has inspired centuries of poetry, music, and painting. The swan is not just a symbol of beauty, but also of eternal love and loyalty. It chooses a mate for life, and both care for their young together, sharing responsibilities in perfect harmony. In nature, few gestures express tenderness so simply. Its wings, which can exceed 2.4 meters in span, allow it to fly long distances. And when it takes flight, the sound of its feathers slicing through the air is a symphony of nature. In many cultures, the swan represents the purity of the soul and divine serenity. For the ancient Greeks, it was the bird of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. For the Celts, a messenger between worlds. Today, as the setting sun reflects on its white and golden feathers, the swan remains a living reminder that elegance lies in stillness and strength in gentleness. Number 8. Wire-tailed manakin. Caraxifia caudata. Deep in Brazil's Atlantic rainforest, there is a natural spectacle that makes it seem as if the forest has its own theater. The protagonist is the wire-tailed manakin, one of Brazil's most charismatic and enchanting birds. Males of this species gather in small groups and perform synchronized dances in front of females, with steps so precise they seem like rehearsed choreography. Each movement is accompanied by a soft, melodious call. This is the fan call, a display ritual where beauty and harmony are essential. Its body is a burst of sky blue, contrasted with deep black on its wings and back, and a fiery orange head, creating a visual impossible to ignore. These intense colors shine even brighter under the filtered sunlight, making it a living jewel among the leaves. Beyond the visual spectacle, the wire-tailed manakin is a symbol of cooperation and friendship. During the dance, males work together to impress the female, a lesson that beauty can also be found in unity and synchronization. Endemic to Brazil, it represents the vibrant and joyful spirit of our wildlife. Watching the wire-tailed manakin dance is like witnessing nature itself celebrating life. Number 7. Rainbow lorikeet. Trichoglossus melucanus. From sunny Australia comes an explosion of color that seems straight out of a dream, the rainbow lorikeet, Trichoglossus molucanus. Its feathers encompass almost every visible color, sapphire blue on the head, green on the wings, orange and red on the chest, and a touch of yellow on the abdomen. It is as if the rainbow came to life. These birds are extremely social and intelligent. They feed on nectar, fruits, and flowers, using their brush-shaped tongues to extract nectar with precision. They live in noisy, joyful flocks, constantly communicating with lively calls and songs. Rainbow lorikeets are also known for their curiosity, approaching humans fearlessly, perching on shoulders, and enjoying playful interaction. They have become one of the most beloved symbols of Australian wildlife. When a flock of rainbow lorikeets crosses the sky under the golden morning light, it is impossible not to be moved. They are living sparks of color and motion, reminding us that nature has no limits when creating beauty. In many cultures, the lorikeet is believed to bring joy, hope, and good luck. Where there is color, there is life. Observing one is, without a doubt, seeing the very smile of God reflected in feathers. Number 6. Emperor penguin, Aptenodytes forsteri. In the frozen, silent lands of Antarctica, where the wind cuts like a blade and the cold challenges all life, reigns the majestic emperor penguin, the largest of all penguins. Standing up to 1.2 meters tall, it is the true sovereign of the ice. Its plumage combines deep black on the back, pure white on the chest, and a golden gradient that glows like frozen fire on the neck. But what moves us most is its story of love and courage. During the harsh Antarctic winter, males balance the egg on their feet, protected by a skin fold, enduring storms at 40 degrees C for up to 2 months without eating, waiting patiently for the chick to hatch. This silent dedication is one of the greatest acts of love in the animal kingdom. When the chick is born, the pair takes turns protecting and feeding it, facing the impossible. The emperor penguin teaches that beauty lies not only in colors, but also in strength, loyalty, and sacrifice. In a world of ice and furious winds, it stands as a symbol of life, insisting on flourishing, even where everything seems frozen. Number 5. Pink flamingo, Phainopterus roseus. No bird expresses elegance like the pink flamingo. Its long, slender legs make it seem like a living sculpture shaped by the wind, while its soft, shimmering pink body reflects sunlight as if made of coral dust. This unique color comes from carotenoids, pigments found in the algae and tiny crustaceans that make up its diet. In other words, the flamingo literally becomes the color of what it eats. Found in salt lakes across Africa, Europe, and South America, flamingos live in colonies that can number in the tens of thousands. When they move together, their synchronized steps create a collective dance, a natural choreography turning wetlands into ballet stages. Flamingos are also symbols of balance and unity, feeding in groups, sleeping in groups, protecting their chicks together. During courtship, the male presents a special feather to the female, a delicate gesture sealing the partnership. Watching a flock of pink flamingos fly across the sunset is like seeing the sky descend to the earth, and in the golden silence of twilight, every beat of their wings seems a reminder that the purest beauty comes from harmony between simplicity and splendor. Number 4. Snowy owl, the white ghost of the Arctic. Across the frozen expanses of the Arctic, where the wind blows like an ancestral song and the ice seems endless, there exists a creature that is both shadow and light. It appears like a vision among the snowflakes, so silent that it seems made of pure dreams. This is the snowy owl, scientifically called Bubo scandiacus, one of the most majestic and mysterious predators on the planet. Its presence is a living metaphor for the Arctic. Beautiful, cold, resilient, and relentless. With its white feathers reflecting the polar sun and golden eyes glittering like amber on the ice, the snowy owl is a true masterpiece of adaptation. It does not merely survive in the harshest conditions on Earth. It reigns over them, the design of perfection in silence. The plumage of the snowy owl is more than thermal protection. It is a camouflage shield and a symphony of natural engineering. Each feather is carefully structured to absorb sound and reduce turbulence during flight. When it rises and flaps its wings, there is no noise, only the light, almost supernatural movement of a ghost gliding through the icy currents. Its wings, with a span exceeding 1.5 meters, carry a compact and powerful body. Beneath the soft appearance lies hidden strength, the pectoral muscles muscles are dense, built for long flights and swift dives over the frozen terrain. Nature sculpted it not to sing, but to hunt silently. Poetry written with snow and precision. Every anatomical detail serves a purpose. Its feet, feathered down to the talons, act as thermal boots against extreme cold. Its forward-facing eyes allow binocular vision that measures distances with millimeter accuracy, vital for detecting the subtle movements of lemmings hidden beneath the snow. And when it fixes its gaze on prey, there is something hypnotic and inevitable in that golden glow. The certainty that silence will be the last thing the small rodent hears. Life in the realm of eternal cold, the Arctic is one of the harshest environments on Earth. Temperatures drop to 40 degrees C, winds are cutting, nights are endless in winter, and days never cease in summer. Yet it is here that the snowy owl builds its story of survival. Unlike many other birds, it does not migrate to milder climates. It follows its main food source, lemmings. Lemmings are small rodents living under the ice, the pulsing heart of the Arctic food chain. When lemmings are abundant, the owls thrive. Females lay more eggs, chicks survive, and the white sky fills with their silent flights. But when rodent populations collapse, the landscape changes tone. Hunger forces the owls to temporarily migrate south, reaching regions of Canada, Europe, and even the northern United States, where they are seen as omens from the cold. These cycles are so striking that the Inuit and the indigenous peoples of the Arctic wove their legends around them. To them, the snowy owl is a messenger from the spirit world, a symbol of wisdom and a guardian between the living and the dead. Its nocturnal flight is seen as a soul passing to another plane. When the owl flies, elders say, the wind falls silent to hear the voice of ice. The mother of ice. Unlike many birds of prey, the female snowy owl is larger and more robust than the male. She also displays dark spots on her plumage, serving as camouflage while incubating eggs on the frozen ground. The nest is simple, a small hole in the tundra protected only by faith and courage. For weeks, she endures storms and skin-cutting winds, immobile, warming her eggs with her own body heat. During this time, the male becomes the guardian of the skies. He hunts tirelessly, bringing food for the female and later for the chicks. Every prey captured is a victory in an environment where failure is death. When the chicks hatch, covered in gray down with closed eyes, the barren landscape becomes the cradle of a new generation of white ghosts. Parental care is intense. Even the young learn early the meaning of silence. Before flying, they observe their parents' behavior, mimicking the wing movements and body swaying. And when they finally take flight for the first time, it is as if the snow itself comes alive. A perfect hunter. The owl's hunting is a dance of patience and precision. It can remain motionless for hours, observing the white horizon until it detects the slightest tremor beneath the snow. Then, with a sudden leap, it dives. Its powerful talons, sharp as blades, pierce the ice and capture prey with enough force to break bones. Yet victory is not always easy. During the harsh winter, when the wind buries tracks and food is scarce, each meal becomes an epic conquest. The owl may fly dozens of kilometers to detect a subtle movement beneath the snow, and still, it never loses control. Its serenity is almost human, its focus absolute. It is the portrait of survival transformed into art, the sound of silence. Few creatures embody silence like the snowy owl. When it moves, the world seems to hold its breath. Its flight is not only inaudible, it is hypnotic. Scientists discovered that its feathers have serrated edges and microstructures that break airflow, dissipating sound before it is even produced. No other bird is so perfectly adapted to stealth flight. This silence is not merely physical, but symbolic. In Norse mythology, the owl represents the mystery and wisdom dwelling in darkness. It is the guardian of secrets and the messenger of change. For Siberian tundra shamans, it was seen as a spirit guide capable of crossing worlds and guiding dreams. Its appearance in the sky foretold transformation, sometimes danger, sometimes revelation. Between myth and science, the popularity of the snowy owl has grown even further in modern imagination. It has become a symbol of wisdom in diverse cultures and has been immortalized in literature, cinema, and contemporary mythology. From magical guardians in children's stories to symbols of solitary strength in films and documentaries. Behind its mystical aura, there is fascinating scientific reality. Studies show show that the snowy owl possesses some of the sharpest vision in the animal kingdom, capable of detecting almost imperceptible movements over 200 meters away. Its hearing, hidden beneath feathers, is asymmetrical, one ear higher than the other, allowing precise three-dimensional sound localization. It is a hunting system guided by biological mathematics and acoustic precision. Another remarkable trait is its physical resilience. While many birds reduce activity in extreme cold, the snowy owl maintains a high metabolism, keeping its body warm even at temperatures that would freeze any other creature. It is the embodiment of resilience. Challenges of the 21st century. Even a creature so perfectly adapted to the cold is not immune to climate change. Global warming slowly threatens the tundra's balance. With polar ice melting, the snowy owl's habitat shrinks, and lemming populations, as its primary food, fluctuate more drastically than ever. Researchers have observed a worrying decline in reproduction in some regions. Without enough food, females fail to lay eggs. The silence that once signaled hunting may now foreshadow extinction. Environmental changes are slowly erasing the trace of the white ghost of the north. But there is hope. Conservation projects, satellite monitoring, and protected areas are helping to better understand migration and behavior patterns. Science, combined with the wisdom of traditional peoples, seeks to ensure that the snowy owl's flight continues to cross the frozen skies for centuries. The guardian of the north. There is something spiritual in the way the owl observes the horizon. It does not merely look, it contemplates. Its golden eyes reflect the frozen world as if holding ancient memories, silent witnesses of the ice ages. It is, in essence, the guardian of the north, a symbol of purity and strength dwelling in silence. And when the Arctic twilight falls, tinting the ice with pink and blue, the owl takes flight. Its wings open like veils of light and vanish into the white expanse. For a moment, it seems the very sky breathes, and the wind whispers a truth modern humans have forgotten. Not all beauty makes noise, some simply fly. The snowy owl, Bubo scandiacus, is more than a bird. It is a symbol of nature's resilience, a living reminder that even in the coldest, quietest places on Earth, there is still poetry, still strength, still life. Number 3. Resplendent quetzal, Pharamacris machinno. In the humid mountains of Central America, especially in Guatemala and Costa Rica, lives one of the most legendary and dazzling birds on Earth, the resplendent quetzal, Pharamacris machinno. With emerald green feathers, a vivid red chest, and a long tail exceeding 60 centimeters, the quetzal seems like a fragment of a rainbow come to life under the forest canopy. When sunlight pierces the forest, it gleams as if made of liquid light. For the ancient Maya and Aztec, the quetzal was sacred, a symbol of freedom and spiritual life. It was believed it could never live in captivity. If imprisoned, it would simply die. Thus, it became an emblem of liberty, the bird that belongs only to the sky. Scientifically, the quetzal belongs to the family Trogonidae, and its name comes from the Nahuatl language, meaning precious or divine. Its diet, based on fruits like wild avocado, aids in regenerating the rainforest, making it a jungle gardener. Today, it is the national symbol of Guatemala, appearing on coins, flags, and hearts. When it soars above the deep green cloud forests, its tail flowing like a silk ribbon, it seems the wind itself bows in greeting. Number 2. Northern cardinal, Cardinalis cardinalis. In the white silence of North American winters, a touch of fire breaks the monotony. The northern cardinal, Cardinalis cardinalis. Its vibrant red plumage lights up snow-covered trees as if a small piece of the sun decided to sing amidst the cold. Males display an intense scarlet, while females, in reddish-brown tones, radiate a more subtle beauty. Both are known for their melodious, persistent song, a natural symphony announcing the dawn. The cardinal is a symbol of hope, faith, and eternal love. Many traditions believe that when a cardinal appears, it carries a message from a departed loved one, a reminder that love transcends life. Scientifically, it belongs to the family Cardinalidae and is one of the most adaptable birds on the continent, ranging from southern Canada to Mexico. It feeds on seeds, fruits, and small insects, helping maintain ecological balance. But it is its behavior that most enchants observers. Mates sing together, feed each other, and remain bonded for life. On a cold morning, seeing a cardinal perched on an ice-covered branch is witnessing a miracle in red, a divine spark in the heart of winter. Number 1. Eclectus parrot, Eclectus rarest. In the tropical forests of New Guinea, Indonesia, and the Solomon Islands lives one of the most fascinating and mysterious birds in the world, the Eclectus parrot, Eclectus rarest. What makes it unique is something extremely rare in nature: extreme sexual dimorphism. Males and females appear as completely different species. The male is bright emerald green with an orange and yellow beak, while the female in contrast has intense red and violet plumage, a black beak, and golden eyes. It is as if nature itself divided the rainbow between them. Beyond their beauty, they are incredibly intelligent and communicative. They can clearly imitate human words, recognize people, and even display emotions. In the wild, they live in monogamous pairs, sharing nests in high tree cavities and defending their territory with strong, energetic calls. The eclectus parrot is also a symbol of harmony between masculine and feminine, representing the perfect duality in creation. The male embodies the green of life, while the female brings the red of passion. Together, they form nature's purest balance. Watching them fly together over the deep green rainforest feels like witnessing a miracle, a living celebration of the infinite diversity and beauty of God's creation. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.